Here to help us step that much deeper, please let me bring forward Reverend Jay Willick.
So this week, I was doing some focused growth work. In other words, getting through some challenges. And I was reminded of three things. The first thing is the foundation to change and to outpicture the experience we want is what James just said, belief. Belief, the things that is going on in your mind-heart or your heart-mind. The second thing is I was reminded of a story that I heard 30 years ago when I was 10. It was in the book Anatomy of Illness by Norman Cousins, and in that he tells the story of visiting Pablo Casals, famous musician. Pablo Casals by that time was nearly 90 or in his early 90s, and he had been, one of his challenges is that he had arthritis, and his hands were practically closed. And he would get up and he would just shuffle around, and Norman Cousins says one day he was there to visit and they were going to have a brunch together, and so he happened to be there in the morning. And Mr. Casals was doing his regular thing, and he's been dressed, etc., and he's shuffling in, and his hands are all arthritic. And one of the things he does in the morning after he gets dressed before breakfast is to sit down and play. He was multi-talented in different instruments, and he sat down to play the piano. And as he sat down to play this Bach piece, his hands, some may say miraculously, we don't say that here, opened up, got supple as he played this piece. And he finished that piece, and he went into another piece by another composer, and his hands just were like they were 20 years old again. And you know what brought that? Passion. Passion. And I was reminded this week of my passions. And how my passions, even though I may not make money at them, some I do, some I don't, but my passions are what empowers me, especially when things aren't going the way that I believed they should. And with that power, with those passions, I can empower my beliefs, I can empower my affirmations, I can empower my spiritual mind treatments, my prayers, because behind the intellect, behind the mind is the emotion, bringing those passions to reality. And then I noticed something that was sitting up in a bookshelf, and I've had this, it looks like it's typewritten, so I've had this probably since I was 10 as well. And I'm going to read just a little bit of it. It's, many of you probably have heard this. It's from a letter written to Agnes DeMille from Martha Graham. And I'm just going to read a little bit of it. In it, she says, "There is a vitality, a life force, a quickening that is translated through you into action, and because there is only one of you in all time, this expression is unique. And if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium and will be lost. It is your business to keep it yours clearly and directly, to keep the channel open. I invite you to use your passions, whether they are passions that show up in your career or not, or the passions out of your career if your career is part of one of your passions. I invite you to grab hold of them, to take action with them, to enjoy them, and continue to empower yourself, your affirmations, and your spiritual mind treatments at all times. That brings me to this affirmation. I'm going to say it once, and then we're going to repeat it together a couple of times. Here we go. I experience my passion with joyous power. Okay, let me say it real quick one more time. I experience my passion with joyous power. Let's repeat that together. I experience my passion with joyous power. One more time. I experience my passion with joyous power. Joyous power. Join me in consciousness, going into a spiritual mind treatment. If it's comfortable for you to close your eyes, go ahead and do that right now. Center your body. You've been sitting a little bit. You've been enjoying some great music, that passionate, wonderful voice of Curtis C. Those beautiful words out of Reverend James. Let's center ourselves. Let's be ourselves. Who are we? There is one mind in this universe. That is the mind of God. That is spirit. That is source. That is love. That is life. It's beauty, wisdom, joy, power. It expresses its passion through each and every one of us as each and every one of us. And I claim here and now that you and you and you and I, all of us, take our passions, empower ourselves consciously and consistently to bring forth into our lives with this energy, with this joy, all the good that we are here to express. We are here to express good. We take our passions, we empower ourselves, and we bring the best of life into our lives here and now and forevermore. And it is a clear path to prosperity, to happiness, to vitality and vibrancy in body, to a career that is satisfying, that brings money into our lives, that supports us creatively, and loving relationships surround us through this energy of passion. Take that in. Take that in, because that is your power, the power of source, the power of a loving, joyous passion energizing your life. There it is. Feel it, know it, believe it. It is yours. And with gratitude, I release these words because we're done with these words. Now we get to live them. As together we say, and so it is. Namaste.
You know, I have to say, I am so blessed to be in a congregation with so many vibrant, passionate, talented ministers. And I just think what you just did was wonderful. Thank you, Joe.
Let us know together right here is a beautiful garden of passion. And in this garden of passion that is God-sent, God-delivered, and God-given, there is a law of circulation that brings this passion back into your lives right here and right now, simultaneously, bringing to this center and the things and places and people we support, these finances, these green things that we get to use to buy things, to help people, to pay bills, and to enrich each and every one of our lives. I am thankful for this. I am grateful for this. I graciously accept this for all of us. And release these words as together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Jay.